Afternoon guys, we got ourselves a lovely sunny day. Weather's looking tasty for some delivery shifts. We've got ourselves 2 back-to-back Morrisons shifts. As you can see, I'm at Morrisons now. We're gonna head out the car park, quickly grab ourselves some lunch from Tesco Express on the way out to Bridgewater, which is where we're headed for our first block. And yeah, I'll take you on the ride with me. Let's go. So yeah, first things first, need to grab myself a meal deal. Gotta be done. Worst thing you can do is set off on an Amazon Flex block without filling your belly, especially if you're heading out to the sticks and you haven't got anywhere you can quickly buy some food. Absolute nightmare. So I'm going to make a quick stop. I cannot tell you how happy I am to finally be delivering in the sunshine. It makes such a difference. It really does. Whenever they have deliveries in this Tesco, they close off half of the bloody car park.
Club card accepted.
Got myself some big hoops at BLT and of course a coffee. We're about 20 minutes from drop number 1 today. We are heading to Bridgewater for these 3 drops. Well, the first one is slightly outside of Bridgewater, the other 2 are definitely Bridgewater, and then we're back. So we've got 2 blocks today. The first one is 1:45 until 3:15, and then we get back for 3:45 and we work until 5:45. This block is 1.5 hours and it's paying £26.50, and then block number 2 will be paying us £35 for the 2 hours in total. These 2 blocks will net me £61.50. which isn't bad for 3.5 hours work. We do have the half-an-hour break in the middle, which obviously most of the time is spent driving back. Sometimes you finish a bit early on the first block and you can go home and have a break, or in my case, try and get a couple of Deliveroos in the gap. Yeah, I gotta say, I do enjoy these Morrisons blocks. They pay pretty well, all things considered. Sometimes you have to go down some fairly dodgy roads in the countryside to complete these blocks, but at least this one doesn't look too bad. Yeah, Bridgewater is just a town, so easy route, not taxing on the car or anything like that. Right, let's get ourselves on the M5, get ourselves to our first drop. Away from drop number 1. Don't think there'll be any time issues on this one. Should finish with plenty of time to get back ready for our 3:45 block. I don't think I've actually ever been this way before. Certainly a feature of doing the Amazon block is that you get taken to areas that you would never otherwise go. But I think that's one of the things I kind of like about this job, because I like getting out there and seeing places that I would never see otherwise. And on a day like today, there's little better than a cruise in a car. Entering Moorland now. I only know that because I just went past the sign. Haven't actually heard of this place before. There is no better feeling though, is there, than just cruising along in weather like this. I wish it was like this every day, but it's just not going to happen in this country, is it? Actually, I think I do know where I am. It's just I've never come onto this road the way that we did. I've got a feeling I came up for a walk on a path over that way with my missus. By the way, I think we're nearly at this drop. Or are we where, I think? Yeah, Boroughbridge. That's the place, Boroughbridge. This is where we came for a walk. Yeah, nice place. Yeah, it was like these church ruins on top of a hill, and then there's a walk sort of close by. Nice. Well, there we go. Didn't expect to be delivering down here, but here we are. Right, almost at our drop. Let's get this customer sorted. What a day. That's the lot there, all right. Cheers. Thanks, mate. That's that one done. 19 minutes to the next drop. Oh, it's such a nice day. I know I can't stop saying it, but I'm chuffed. 16 minutes to the second drop. This will be a nice drive. Heading out of lovely Boroughbridge now, off to our last 2 drops in Bridgewater. Arguably not as nice as Boroughbridge. Not the biggest fan of roads like this, but doing this job in Somerset, you cannot avoid them. So you might as well get used to them. Key is to just take your time and don't just do 60 because it's national. You will absolutely get into an accident if you just do 60 down roads where you can't see around bends like some people seem to do. I basically just drive as if that kind of driver is always just in front of me, because there are plenty of drivers who assume that if they can't see anything, like at this corner here, they just assume nothing's coming. Either that or they think they've got x-ray vision, I don't know. I should really get a dash cam, to be honest. I think that's a must if you're doing this job anything more than a couple of hours a week. Maybe if I get a good one, I can use the footage in these videos. I don't know. If anyone's got any recommendations for good quality dash cams, let me know in the comments down below. They're gonna pull over for me. Thank you very much. Very kind of that cyclist to allow me past. We are fully in Bridgewater now. This latte is going down a treat though. Not had one all day. Very much needed. This and the sunshine sorting me right out today. About a mile off from drop number 2 of 3, and then one more which I believe is not very far from this second one. And then we go back to Morrisons and we see where we end up for our second block. Be nice to get something in the countryside. It always looks amazing on sunny days like this. So it looks like our drop is just up here. Oh yeah, right, thanks a lot. Into our last drop. And just as we hoped, next one is nice and close, 1.6 miles, and then we're back to Morrisons. Should be finishing, according to Google Maps, we'll arrive at 3:09, which, given my lunch buying, plus messing around with the camera, sorting it out for the shots and everything for this video, still finishing early, that's a win in my book. Hope that kid's all right. We've all been there, mate.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Block number 1 is done. 4 minutes to spare, which gives us 34 minutes to get to Morrisons. Right then, 3:45 to 5:45, £35. Let's go and get it. To get a good space, and we'll get cracking on block number 2. Parked up, and now we wait for our route to come in. Only 2 drops, 12 parcels. However, that first drop is a priority drop. As you can see, the delivery time slot we've got there is an indication to me that this is a leftover delivery from the last block. So something's gone wrong somewhere, and this customer's been waiting longer than they should have been. So we'll be taking that to them.
I'm waiting here for you.
This is how you know you're on a 2 hour. 15 miles, 35 minutes to drop number 1. However, it's to an area I know quite well, so I'm not too bothered about that, and it's a nice drive. So let's get on the road, get this second block done, and nab that £61.50. So I've changed my mind, and I'm going to head up to this first drop on a slightly wider A road where you can kind of just cruise without worrying about oncoming traffic too much. The way that Google Maps was suggesting that is slightly shorter and slightly quicker. It's just a much more stressful route, much narrower road, a lot more stopping for oncoming vehicles and that sort of thing. So just not worth it for the sake of 2 minutes. I'd rather take the easier road, to be honest. We are now experiencing just a little bit of traffic, but it should only last until we get out of Taunton and should be pretty smooth running from there on out. I think this way actually will take us straight past our last drop, so we'll be going the furthest distance to drop number 1 and then coming back on ourselves for drop number 2. Just shortens the drive back. Could always swap the order of the drops. You can do that on Amazon Flex. If for whatever reason you don't want to do it in the order that the app gives you, you can select any of your stops and tell it that that's where you're going next. It's not something I normally need to do, but it is nice to have the option if it makes sense for road conditions or anything like that, really. Types of blocks when you're doing these Morrisons ones. You either get loads of drops with not much distance, or you get ones like this where it's 2 drops. I've even had 1 before, but you go a lot further and different people prefer different ones. I tend to prefer these. I do like the longer drives out into the countryside. Probably not as good for mileage, but in terms of effort put in, it's definitely lower. I'm not a huge fan of constantly getting in and out of the car every 5 minutes. I guess that's why I do these more than Amazon logistics as well. But I will be doing some logistics blocks soon. We're going to head down to Exeter and try and get some good blocks in. Probably some evening blocks. I've had that depot take me to all kinds of different places, so it should make for some good videos. But yeah, let me know down below in the comments if you want to see me do some logistics blocks and what time of day you think I should go and do, because they've recently started putting up some 7:30 AM 3.5 hour blocks I've seen on there, so maybe I should get up early and go do one of those. Anyway, we're about 15 minutes away now. Let's keep cracking on. Not even a thanks, nothing, blanked. I reversed for him and everything. We are nearly there. Just round this this left coming up. We'll get this one done, and I reckon we're going to be 15 minutes away from the second drop, although that will simultaneously be taking us back towards Taunton. I assume they're in. All right, mate. I'll just get the other bags for you now. All good? Thanks, bud. On to the last drop then. Amazon said 18 minutes, which was close to my 15-minute estimate. Google, however, says 24, but it is in black writing, so it doesn't have any traffic information. I wonder if it will, or maybe that's why. Because that's trying to take me one hell of a stupid way around when I can just go up there. Just Google Maps being Google Maps. I used to use Apple Maps quite a lot, but I just found it's the traffic information on it wasn't as accurate. There we go. 18 minutes, exactly what the Amazon app said. You do have to watch out for things like that in Google Maps. It does goofy little things like that sometimes. Although nothing will beat the time that the Amazon navigation took me off of a main road like this, through a windy country lane, and then just back onto the A road for absolutely no reason. Unless it knew about some obstruction that no other app knew about, which I highly doubt, because the Amazon navigation can be very janky. Even in Taunton, if you're navigating to Morrisons from somewhere close by, it completely ignores a road nearby that you can just drive up, and it tries to take you on about a 10-minute diversion. So yeah, in general, I try to avoid the Amazon navigation. I only tend to use it literally when I'm just trying to find the house on the street, because for that, I will give it its credit. It's very good with its house locations in terms of door numbers and where the houses are on each road. It's really accurate, way more accurate than I've ever seen Google Maps be, or Apple Maps. So yeah, Google Maps for actually getting to the place, and then I switched to Amazon navigation to locate the house. Anyway, off to our last drop now, going back the way we came, and then we're straight back on it to get home. It is nice when you've got lovely open roads in front of you. Anyway, let's enjoy this drive. Final drop. Thing about driving when it's like this is the sun is just at that perfect angle where it's just creating a reflection of this on my windscreen, and that's not really what you want when you're trying to look ahead around these kind of bends. It's fine as long as everyone drives carefully, but it's not ideal. We're nearly done. It's actually been a pretty good couple of blocks today. The mileage hasn't been the lowest, but the weather today is more than made up for it. I know I keep going on about it, but I can't understate how much I actually enjoy this job when it's good weather. See, roads like this, man, could just do with less of these. But such is the countryside. What a legend. Give him a very, very solid thanks, and all of a sudden we're back in civilization. Oh yeah, all right, let's get the air waters for you. Thanks very much. Cheers. Job's a good one. Been a nice couple of shifts today. Finished half an hour early in the end, so that's a good result. Oh, standard tractor just coming down the street. It's so Somerset, isn't it? Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed today's app. Time to get home, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.